Adventures in the Land of Light. The Visit on the Island. Chapter 5. It was the last month of winter. The snow has thawed, and only the cold winds and darkness served as reminders of February. Erick liked the long-drawn darkness, as he was able to observe the starry sky longer. He heard from someone that our destiny is written in the stars, and from another that we ourselves are shaping our destiny. Another thing that often crossed his mind was whether the stars contained the fact that he was afraid of flying. Nobody feared flying in the family. They have been doing it since they were babies, twice a year even. Still, Erick has had a bad feeling whenever he had to fly, even though always excited and enthusiastic before each and every journey. And he thought a camper van would be a much better idea. On a plane, he always wanted to sit next to his mom, feeling safe that way. Suitcases were being packed excitedly as they were going skiing the next day. His younger siblings were filling their bags with toys, and they were playing together as if flying on a plane. Erick kept out of this and preferred to read in his bed. It started getting dark. He thought about whether the sky was going to be clear that night. Would the bright moon shine her light into the room? Then he remembered the flight and his own fear. Ray would surely know the answer, or at least what could be done to not be afraid. As he thought of this, he closed his eyes and took some deep breaths. He was feeling the mattress of the bed under his back and the softness of the pillow under his head. His legs and arms slowly relaxed. His breathing slowed down. Still, Ray was nowhere to be seen. He did see a rusty chain though, and he found himself at the shore of the ocean of light, where there was a boat floating on the water. Erick felt he should get in the boat. He was wading in the shallow water, feeling the pleasant caress of the lukewarm water on his skin. He sat down comfortably in the boat, and he felt it being cradled by the waves. Above him, the bright sky with the sun's golden disk and sailing birds. Below him, the wonderful, mysteriously blue ocean, with its waves carrying the golden hues of the sun. An island came into view in the distance. It had sandy beaches, green forests, hills, and snow-capped mountains. The boat reached the shore. Erick got out. He was walking barefoot on the soft, flowing, golden sand. He set out towards the forest. A small stream was trickling down among huge, dense-trunk trees. There were birds singing on the branches. A bunny and a doe jumped out from among the trees. The small forest path led to a flowery meadow. The faint breeze, carrying sea scent, was swaying colorful flowers among the tall grass. As Erick's hand touched the grass, he felt it brushing against his fingers. Up above, 2 birds were floating on the wings of the wind, effortlessly and weightlessly. The path started to rise, the meadow giving way to smaller shrubs. He was walking on an ever higher ground. He saw below him the green forest opening out, the flowery meadow, the endless ocean of light. He was now standing on top of the mountain, on the snow-clad mountaintop. He looked around, and only then did he notice that the mountain was, in fact, a volcano, with peacefully bubbling red lava deep in its belly. As he was standing there, he suddenly remembered the approaching flight. And he felt a pang in his belly. He grabbed at it reflexively. At that moment, he heard Ray's voice. "Grab the pain and tear it out with a strong move and cast it into the fire." Tensing his muscles, Erick tore the pain out with both his hands and threw it into the crater of the volcano, where it was swallowed by the hot lava. It was sinking amidst lapping gas jets, then dissolved into ash. Some sputtering soot shooted up to the sky. Then at last, even the last tiny spark vanished like a little star. He was feeling emptiness where the pain had been before, yet this was a comfortable, soothing emptiness. Then some tingling and warmth settled in that place. Erick then started down the mountain, freely and happily, across the flowery meadow. He found a bright golden altar there, surrounded by angels. On the altar, he noticed exactly what he longed for, what he wanted, a happy, carefree flight. He took it, thanked for it, and continued through the forest towards the sandy shore. He waded into the lustrous ocean, got into the boat, and the waves were already carrying him away. He watched the island receding. He watched the golden sun disk, the blue sky, the veil clouds. He felt the pristine water caressing his fingers. The island finally disappeared, and the boat came to a stop. Erick arrived at the shore. He was looking for Ray, but yet again, he wasn't there. The infinite ocean slowly faded out. He felt the softness of his bed. He started to move his feet and hands again. He was opening his eyes. In that moment, he could still see one last image. Then the rusty chain too vanished, dissolving into thin air. The next day, they all woke up early. The tram took them all the way to the airport. Erick's fear has been replaced with a tranquility that was blissful and inexplicable. When they took their seats on the plane, he jumped straight to the one next to the window. And he didn't mind that it was his siblings that were sitting with him, and his mom further away in one of the other 3 seats. It turned out to be a wonderful flight.